Next week, one of you son of guns is going to face Marcus Josiah Smith for the heavyweight championship.
Oh, yeah. I hate Mark. Fight sucks.
The first fall is how many over-the-top eliminations in 10 minutes. That's the order of the fall. Second fall, 10 minutes, the man with the most submissions. And the third fall, the first man who cannot answer the 10 count is considered knockout. The other man is the winner. 2 out of 3 falls, if the third fall is necessary. Now let's see, you can deliver what you promised and keep that respect for each other, our followers, and the people that are most involved with us. And the integrity of pro wrestling. Thank you. Remember, boys.
And here we go, the main event. And it is for the #1 contendership to Marcus the Science Smith's PPW Heavyweight Championship. And this is no normal one-on-one match, as said. This is a triathlon match, and this is round 1. And there it is! That's the end of round 1. All you had to do was get thrown over the top.
First point goes to Rockstar Rosey. First point goes to Rockstar Rosey.
And the first fall is over like that. The first fall was to be thrown over the top rope. And now, oh!
Next point goes to Relentless J. Leone.
And the most over the top rope eliminations in 10 minutes. And now it's 1-1. And let me tell ya, this is a story match of all time. I want to take you back last week. Tag team match. These two worked so well together. In fact, having a tag team named Relentless Rockers at one point holding the PPW tag team title, so they know how to work together. And as well separately, they have their own separate achievements. Rosey, a former King of the Iron Man champion. Jay Leone, a former Challenge Pro champion. So they can do it together. They can do it separate. They've tested each other so many times in the past. Like last week when they went one-on-one for the same thing, a #1 contender spot. But when Marcus the Science Smith came out and attacked both men, it was ruled a no contest, which set up this match this weekend in honor of the Olympics. It is a triathlon match. And the thing is, as well, both of these guys started training as professional wrestlers at the same time, very similar times. And so there's no up on being a veteran over the other and over the top, but he's hanging on. He's hanging on, both fingers riding down, and he gets back in the ring, but there is neither of these guys are experienced more than the other. They have the same amount of experience, so being a tag team, working separately, knowing each other so well, in a normal one-on-one contest, you would have people trying to read each other like a book, trying to find out their moves, trying to find out their ways to get wins. But for these two in particular, they have mastered each other's book from front to back. So you never know what can happen in a match between these two because they know what's coming. They know exactly what each other's gonna do. So anything that they do against each other has to be new, innovative, creative. It really will show which one of these two are the better man. And Jay Leone over the top rope. Next week, the winner will face Marcus the Science Smith for his championship here. But Jay Leone gets over, sending Rockstar Rosey over the top. And he's trying to push him with the boot. He's not hanging on anymore, but he's got that scissor with the legs there on the rope. Grabs back on. This crowd chanting on Rockstar Rosey. Both of these guys, though, they have experience in a number one contender set match. They know what it's like to both be number one contenders. They know what it's like to be challengers. They even know what it's like to be the champion. And so they're so alike when you put it on paper. But what's it going to be like off paper in the ring? And Jay Leone takes Rockstar Rosey to the ground. And Jay Leone, with the fans having such a special connection, these fans absolutely magnetized right to Jay Leone. And you could almost say the same for Rockstar Rosey with these fans. They're both such fan favorites, debatably first and second in PPW. And so to see them both go up against each other, you can never choose one over the other. And it's so special to see these two go up against each other. We can see what they're going to do tonight. 5 minutes into the first round, 3 rounds. The next one will be your submission round, but Rosey goes over the top rope. And now Jay Leone with 2 eliminations over the top rope.
5 minutes have expired in the round. 5 minutes remain.
And now, next round, you gotta be a little curious here. You gotta see the submission round, and then the KO round, if needed. Jay Leone and Rockstar Rosey still feeling good. They look fresh. And they tie up in the ring after Rosey goes over the top rope to the floor. And now, going into the corner. Last week, so close to having their end of their match, their true resolution to seeing a number one contender as Rockstar Rosey, moves out of the way, and Jay Leone over the top rope.
Another point for Rockstar Rosey, tying it all up.
And it's now 2-2 between both of these men.
4 minutes remain in the round. 4 minutes.
And the round more than halfway over. And now both guys taking slow approaches to each other, which is a little unusual how both these are so quick to their moves, so agile. They can move out of the way so quickly. And Jay Leone looking in a very dangerous predicament now. Referee warning the bell to be rang. And now Jay Leone over the top rope, but he's bringing Rockstar Rosey down with him. And Rosey standing on absolute air. He's looking like he's the most dangered. But he's giving elbows to the side of the head of Jay Leone. And now, they said earlier tonight, they said this is nothing personal. This is just business as usual. And that is something so true between these two. Jay Leone adding to that, saying, at the end of the day, we are still a tag team. Their Relentless Rockstar team will never come to an end. And a bulldog, but he gets caught. Send over the top rope. And it's 3-2. Jay Leone now taking the lead after coming down. And now, Jay Leone waiting for his moment. But Rockstar Rosey grabs a head scissor, but bringing him down, and he got him down. And what a creative turn of events by Rockstar Rosey. And going back to that point that you will see unlikely moves from both of these guys, but that is just how they're going to have to do it to get the win and become the number one contender and go on to face Marcus the Science Smith for his championship. And now Rockstar Rosey has Jay Leone on the ground. Looks like he's trying to flip him over into a Boston Crab. And an advanced Boston Crab looks like it's in. And now sending Jay Leone over the top rope, and he went swinging, but he held on, so he came right back to the apron. But he's giving those strong forearms, and now head first goes Rockstar Rosey. And now Jay Leone trying to get one last elimination, one last exclamation point on to round one. How big it would be to win this first round if you were either Jay Leone or Rockstar Rosey. Set you up good for the next 2 rounds. And now
1 minute left. 1 minute warning of the first round.
1 minute left as announced. And now Rosey gets caught. Oh, and there it is. Lights out, and he went over after the lights out from Jay Leone. And now a daze. You can see Rosey now shaking his head. He's now got to not just recollect his thoughts, but he has to completely find out where he is. But he climbs back into the ring with seconds left in this round. And now Jay Leone trying to get him back over. Jay Leone, though, goes over. And now Jay Leone slides back under the bottom rope. And now Jay Leone and Rockstar Rosey looks like they're wrestling around. And now Jay Leone, 5 seconds. Rosey.
2, 1.
And he does not go over, and that is the end of round one. And Jay Leone takes round one. And look at Jay Leone. And now a 30-second break between the two so they can recollect their thoughts, rethink a strategy. This is no longer trying to get your opponent over the top rope. This is now trying to get your opponent to tap out. And now Jay Leone with a smile across his face, and you gotta think
10, 9.
Gotta think Rosey is a little concerned. He's gotta go 2-0.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2.
And the second round begins. 10 minutes as well. Most submissions at the end win. And you gotta, this leans a little more to the side of Rosey. You know, his signature rock lock is something he can really be able to showcase here and use against Jay Leone, where Jay Leone, not so much of a submission expert in his own right. And now right into the armbar immediately. Jay Leone trying to break it, trying to not let him get all that force on that left arm. And now trying to break it, but Jay Leone says otherwise. And now Jay Leone. Seems like Jay Leone's trying to maybe get that arm to become weaker. And oh, a code breaker to the arm. And the smart thing here is, are you not just breaking down your opponent if you are Jay Leone or Rockstar Rosey, because you are making them even weaker for our last round, the third round, the KO round. The crowd trying to go for another tap. But it looks like Jay Leone going for his own armbar is unsuccessful. And oh, a little shake there, a little added pressure. And now that will make your elbow go the other way. And that'll be your... Oh, and there it is. The aforementioned move, the rock lock is locked in. And Jay Leone staying in it, but you can see the face of absolute agony. And now Rockstar Rosey demanding Jay Leone taps, but the relentless Jay Leone will continue to stay in it. And now Jay Leone knows he cannot move anywhere. He knows there's nowhere to go, and he reaches it a little tighter, and he calls it. And now the first point, Rockstar Rosey with the rock lock, and Jay Leone feeling the effects of that, as right after giving up to the rock lock, he must step on the battlefield once more, but he quickly gets to it. And he looks like he's going for that crossface. And he's got it locked in tightly. And now a crossface chicken wing. But does now look like Rockstar Rosey is giving up any time soon. but you can hear the screams from Jay Leone. He is putting this in as tight as he possibly can. And now Jay Leone demanding for the taps. And Rockstar Rosey hasn't been moving anywhere yet. And he's lifting that arm and he taps out. And now it is all tied up 1-1. And now Jay Leone knows with the blindsided Rockstar Rosey, it puts him right into that sleeper hold. And that will make you go right, sleep, night. But he's on the ropes, and that will make a breakup occur. But with all these submissions going to Rockstar Rosey, how is that affecting him? He has to get his breath back. He has to get his head cleared. He has to get all of this back. But he looks like he's got a reverse guillotine. Or excuse me, as a sit-down guillotine. And now, looking like he's got one of Rosey's moves on him. And now, looking like he's trying to go for a cover, but there is no 3 count in this match. Only in this round is there submissions only. That's how you'll get your score. Oh, and a hard strike there. And now Jay Leone, please. But Rockstar Rosey says no and does the assault on the arm and continues it with the hold. And a loud no from Jay Leone. He is staying in it. He knows what it's going to take to beat Rockstar Rosey in a submission stance. But Rosey knows as well what it's going to take for him to beat Jay Leone. And it's all Jay Leone for the last about half minute here. Oh, and a Kimura lock gets in. And that is locked in good and locked in tight. You go any further and that arm's gonna break. The arm is not supposed to be like that. And every time he moves, the more it goes back. And the more and more that those nerves around that start going, the muscles start moving, the bones start twisting and coiling. And now drops the hand for 1. Drops it 2. He's showing no signs of emotion. And for the next point, no! He keeps the hand up. No point given to Jay Leone. Still tied up 1-1. But the Kimura lock still cinched in. But Rockstar Rosey quickly got out of it short after. And now, here it is, a Burmese sleeper. But he changes the hold up a little bit. And now, Rockstar Rosey, the reason he is bridging here a little bit is because he can put that extra weight on this hold. And that will take more out of Jay Leone. More from this bulldog choke. And now, back into the Burmese sleeper. And that move will put you out as well. And you cannot move when you're in a move like this unless you have insane amount of strength. And there's Jay Leone showing that strength off. And now he's got to get out of this. Picking him up in one strength into the suplex. Planting Rockstar Rosey flat on his back. And now, but Rosey quickly back into the Burmese sleeper. And Jay Leone screaming, crying in agony to try to get out of this. But it is so difficult having to use all of your back strength to try to get the entire weight. But there is a tap. And now Rosey is up.
3 minutes remaining in the round.
Rosey up 2-1. Less than half the round is over. And now Rosey setting up Leone for a suplex, but it gets blocked. Goes once more and gets blocked. Same result. And now Jay Leone. There's that vertical suplex in the crowd. Counts along and right down. And that blood going right to the face. go right to the face of Rockstar Rosey. And now going back to that arm. That was the plan at the beginning of the round for Jay Leone. And now it is paying off. Jay Leone won the first round. And now Rockstar Rosey is looking rough here at the latter half of this round. If Jay Leone wins this round, that will be the match, and no KO round will be needed. But Rosey, a Kimura lock move here on the submission, and Jay Leone having the balance on his head since he lost that arm to balance on. But he is getting told to tap. Asked to tap. You know, neither of these two want to inflict any pain on each other, but with the reward being a chance at the PPW Heavyweight Championship, you have got to do whatever it takes. And that's why you'll see these two ask for them to just tap out. And if this goes to the next round, they just want each other to be as safe as they can at the end of the day. They are not solo performers. They are relentless rock stars. And there's the submission.
Rockstar Rosey with 1 minute left in the round.
And now it's tied up 2-2 with a minute left in the round. Jay Leone favoring that arm and Rosey going right for it. Less than a minute remains in the second round. Tied up 2-2. Jay Leone won the first round. And now Jay Leone
30 seconds left in the round.
trying to get out of this, and he does. And this time, Jay Leone, single Boston Crab locked in. And you'll feel that in your hamstring. You'll feel that in your patella. You'll feel that a little in your lower back as well.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's the end of round 2. The winner of the second round goes to Rockstar Rosey.
And Rockstar Rosey.
30 second break.
And
30 seconds.
Rockstar Rosey now. We are going to the third round, the knockout round, after this 30-second break, so they can finally
10,
take a breather.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And you see the mean faces of both of these guys. This is the final round. This is to determine your number 1 contender. And this is the end of our triathlon match. The long stretch, the way home. And it is by knocking out your opponent to the referee's count of 10. They got 10 minutes to do so. And let's see who will be your number 1 contender. Jay Leone won the first, the over-the-top rope round. Rockstar Rosey just taking your second submission round. And now, 20 minutes down, 10 minutes remain. No more submissions, no more over-the-top ropes. Pure, brutal fighting. And this is the point you'll see your hard strikes, your high-risk moves, and everything in between. Crowd immediately going for Jay Leone. Jay Leone thrives off this crowd, but secretly as well, Rockstar Rosey as well goes off the crowd. So it's easy for them that no one can take the crowd over the other. They both equally take it, whether they're calling Jay's name, whether they're calling Rosey's name, it does not matter. And now, a shoulder tackle taken down. Jay Leone, and the count automatically begins. And the thing is, we are not just a minute and a half into one match. We have had 20 whole minutes before of action. And now Jay Leone, double drop kick, taking down Rockstar Rosey. And the relentless Jay Leone truly having to bring out that name to persevere through this match against Rockstar Rosey. And Rosey the same, having to bring out everything he's got in him. And now the mosey around, you can see this is now the heavy, deep breaths. This is where they start limping a little bit. You saw Jay Leon limping on that right leg, and a German suplex connects. And now Rosey looking like a rag doll. He looks like he's not moving anytime soon. And now Jay Leon calling for the crowd, and the third German suplex lands, and Rockstar Rosey not moving whatsoever. And we're already at a count of 5. Or count of 8, but he is up right in time. Jay Leon takes no opportunity to waste. Immediately goes after Rockstar Rosey, but Rosey jumps over Jay Leon. And now Rosey trying to use those ropes. A Selena Del Sol-like move. Using the ropes as advantage. And that's the craftiness of Rockstar Rosey used in perfect effect. Count of 6 though, and Jay Leon not even to a knee. 8. Count of 9. Uh-oh. And he's up at 9.59 seconds. And now Jay Leon looking like the one who's in trouble. But oh, both men collide in a double clothesline, and both men, the count goes. Both of them grasping at the head. But they both start getting up at the same time. Both of them have the same book. They have mastered each other. They even know when to get up at the same time. That is true tag team partners going one-on-one. And now Jay Leon chopped there to the stomach, trying to take down Rosey. But Rosey trying to reverse, and he does, and a sidewalk slam right down on the canvas. And now the count begins again. Every time your opponent goes down, it is the only time through this whole entire knockout match that you will finally be able to take at least a few seconds to breathe, a few seconds to recover, and maybe make a new game plan. In a sense of Jay Leon and Rockstar Rosey, making a new game plan anytime you can is the best, so you can have a potential chance at scrambling the thought of your opponent. And now Jay Leon flips the tables, and now Rosey looking up at the lights. Count of 9, and he pulls himself up as Jay Leon did before. As we're reaching, these guys get into like your 9s, 9.5s, 9 3/4 we've even seen. And Jay Leon calling for this. They're getting close. We're getting close to having a new number 1 contender. And another vertical suplex, and the crowd counts along. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 28, 29, 30. And a 30-second vertical suplex. And Rockstar Rosey, that might just be it. You do not so casually take a 30-second vertical suplex and get up. No man has the power to do so. And on wobbly feet, 8 my words, Rockstar Rosey back up on his feet. And now Jay Leon sends him into the ropes and spinning around, but Rosey turns it into a Hurricane Rana, spinning once, twice. And now the count begins for both men. A little shake up. And count ends a little earlier than what we've seen usually. And Jay Leon, and look at these guys, they're just laying flat on each other. You cannot go for this long in this type of triathlon match and a backsplash by Rosey. And Rosey now bulldog. Oh, spiking Jay Leone on the top of his head, making him do a little flip there. Count of 6. Oh my. Count of 8. Count of 9. There. 10. That's it.
The winner of the triathlon match and the #1 contender for the PPW Heavyweight Championship, Rockstar Rosey.
And Rockstar Rosey with an emphasis, doing it with the bulldog, absolutely spiking Jay Leone, knocking him out. And now Jay Leone and Rockstar Rosey flip that switch right back to being the Relentless Rockstars, as Jay Leone unfortunately walks away with the loss. Rockstar Rosey walks away your #1 contender for the PPW Heavyweight Championship. If I were Marcus the Science Smith, I would be watching out. Next week, join us for the championship match right here in Rockford, Illinois.